So let it begin right here, right now. Earth Revolution. The show.
Susan?
Dodd is the director of the Institute for Sustainable Practice at Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee, and it is going pretty well, I would imagine by now. You've been, the Sustainable Institute has been, what, a year now?
A year in October.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about the programs there.
Well, our primary focus is educating leaders for the sustainability movement and for sustainability professions.
Yeah.
And so we have focused on a graduate program first, which comes in two forms. Basically a curriculum that is a 15-hour curriculum called a Certificate of Graduate Studies in Sustainability, which is designed to be a short-term experience for busy professionals who want to go back and retool and to become experts in sustainability.
Right. So that's leaving out all the business stuff, but focusing entirely on the sustainable.
It introduces the
practice.
concept of green business, but it doesn't go into the detail that a master's degree would, for example.
And tell me about that, the MBA.
Well, the master's degree really picks up where the certificate ends, so that you don't have to come back and get extra credits to get a master's degree. The master's degree really represents roughly half of a green MBA, for example. That's the second type of opportunity we offer. The Green MBA is a traditional Master of Business Administration master's degree. Takes anywhere from 11 months to a year and a half to complete, depending on whether you go weekends or nights.
Right, and that's someone coming in with a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science,
Exactly.
some kind of bachelor degree.
You have to have a Bachelor of Science degree. You also have to take the graduate exam for the entrance to graduate school. I think it's the GMAT in the business college.
Okay.
And which just lets them know what your academic interests are and your skills are, so that they can see if you're ready for this type of fairly intensive academic rigor experience.
Yeah.
But I've seen a variety of people excel, from non-traditional students to people coming right out of college. If you have the will, there's a way,
Right.
and if you're willing to make some sacrifices, you can get through it very quickly compared to other master's degrees. But the Green MBA is basically half of a traditional business degree, which gives you the skills to succeed at running a business and making a profit. The other half of the program helps you do it in a green way.
Okay, I got you. And so you've launched that, and you've had a pretty good response so far. You've got about 11 students in this semester.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit also about Lipscomb University and some of the practices that you employ there physically on the campus as a way of walking the walk for your students and for the university.
Exactly. Many of the students that are enrolled in the program now mirror many of the practices that the university is doing. You know, for example, we have a need to have engineering solutions for buildings and for infrastructure, and we have a civil engineer in our program. We have a need to run a business of a university, so we have young entrepreneurs and young business people. We also were approached recently by a young woman who is a pharmacist who's interested in sustainable health care. And we have a pharmacy school at Lipscomb.
Yeah,
so
you cover a broad
we cover a broad spectrum, and we want to have synergy and connectedness between the operation of the university and the offering of academic opportunities in education, and then have that dovetail with professional opportunities so people can actually get a job, you know, when they get through. So on campus, a lot of what we do to set the example in the community, leading by example, and to walk the walk that we preach to our students has a variety of benefits to us. So we, in essence, create a learning laboratory in green buildings, that some of which are going to be LEED certified, all of which, all of the new buildings and recent renovations have geothermal energy. All of the new buildings and renovations use paints that don't off-gas fumes and smells that are commonly associated with a new coat of paint or a new building.
You don't have those.
We don't have those. When you walk in, the air smells fresh,
nice,
like it's
clean,
always
fresh
been
air,
there. And we are working on recycling. We're still struggling with that. And we're working on other aspects of transportation. For example, all of our vice presidents drive hybrid cars. The president has chosen a different type of transportation to avoid the more traditional kind of big president's car vehicle, so he's chosen a smaller vehicle.
Good for him.
And so a lot of what we do on the university campus also integrates what what our students are looking for, and they're probably our best motivators. But it's also fair to say that our students have a lot to learn as well. They're like we are. They don't know what green is, and we're all still learning what green is, and so we try to learn together as we implement things and find out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, and that's so important. And it's also encouraging to know that the whole university really supports this movement. Yeah. It's not just the Institute for Sustainable Practice, it's all of Lipscomb sort of coming together to support the idea that, you know, you are going to walk the walk on campus, you're going to have these geothermal units. And I will mention just very briefly that Lipscomb University implemented 3 geothermal units on campus, and they have seen a huge savings. $250,000 a year now they're at after it paid for itself. And also I want to mention briefly there are a couple of events coming up on your campus also related to sustainability. The first of which will be in November, and that is going to be the Summit for Sustainable Tennessee, and that is November 13th to 15th. And it's going to be held at Lipscomb University. They're kind enough to provide the space because it works in concert with what they're trying to achieve there. And if you want to find out more about that, we have the website for Lipscomb University itself on screen, but there's also a website dedicated to that, and it is www.sustainabletn.org. So please check that out. There's a way to register at that website as well if you're interested in attending, again, November 13th, 14th, and 15th of this year. And next year coming up, Lipscomb is hosting a Green Business Living Expo
and Summit. Excellent.
Business and Living Expo and Summit, yeah. And that's going to be in April.
Yes,
and
April
that's going
2nd through 4th.
Okay. And whereas the Summit in November is nonprofits and it's businesses and it's citizens and it can be anyone who wants to attend, the Green Business Expo is focused mainly on businesses and will provide an opportunity for people in the community to come and see what kind of green businesses are out there, what kind of products, what kind of technologies, and take advantage of those. There will be a huge open exhibit, and looks like we're getting low on time. So Dodd, is there anything else you want to tell people before we say goodbye?
Just thank you for being a gracious audience and for continuing to support this show. I think it provides a wonderful community service, and we can't have enough of this kind of leadership.
Absolutely, and you provide that too at Lipscomb.
Just following your lead.
Thank you. All right. All right, you've been watching Earth Revolution. I'm Susan Shan here with Dodd Galbreath from Lipscomb University. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace, love, and recycling.
I think